Greetings everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. Today we're talking about the potential updates that are coming from Marvel Future Fight whenever we get the Avengers Affinity War patch that's going to be happening. So I'm basically looking at two sources over here. I'm looking at this PDF that is a translation from Korean sources, and I'm also going to be looking at this post over here, which a member of AP, James Buchanan Barnes, went ahead and translated. They're probably going to completely line up, but I'm going to reference both. And today's background soundtrack is brought to you by Redemption, a synthwave mix, which has got Widow from Overwatch as the graphic over here, which is somewhat ironic or coincidental because we're watching the Overwatch League right now. Wednesday night Overwatch League. So, taking a look at the translated PDF, it looks like we're going to have new costumes for Captain America, which we've generally known considering we have an event going on in the game right now for that. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Black Widow, Thor, Groot, and Winter Soldier. As a matter of fact, I will actually load up my Nox and Marvel Future Fight in the background as we talk about this. This way we can wrap up the video talking about the event. So, according to the translation from Korean, there's going to be 10 new uniforms. We see 5 of them here. I think 5 of them will also be the Black Order, but we'll get to that. Increase in legendary battles, which means kind of like the Black Panther stuff and the Thor stuff. We're going to have Infinity War legendary battles. I've already seen a screenshot where there is the normal mode and legendary mode. Changes in the world bosses, new items, and T3 growth for certain characters. I do believe Captain America is one of them. Increase in limited sale items, changes to the main UI, and other random assorted items. 10 new uniforms: Cap, Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor, Spider-Man, Groot, Winter Soldier, and then the other 5 are Midnight, Corvus, and Thanos. So one of them, Captain America, is going to get the Infinity War costume, 45% chance when hit that will apply to himself, a 100% immune to damage for 3 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. Probably won't change a whole lot to him other than him just continuing to be a reasonable tank for things. I don't see that as meta changing because it's an activation when hit, not necessarily when it's an ability, and he's never really done high enough DPS to do things like Alliance Battle and stuff, but it's pretty good to see him get a proc like that. Iron Man is getting a very interesting one. Apply to self, generating a shield for one that is a maximum of 100% of his hit points. It recovers 3% of his hit points every second. It's a absorb normal shield of 50%. It's when he's hit, and he also gets super armor and all defenses. And before the uniform, his energy attack goes up from 5% to 15% with the uniform. So that is a pretty solid one, and it might be time to start farming some Iron Man bios to get him up to a T2 if you haven't already. It's good to see him place above Ironheart for a change. I mean, Ironheart kind of came on the scene, and she turned out not to be worth the hype, but a lot of people still put her ahead of Iron Man, and that was actually kind of sad, but I think Iron Man can finally regain his crown between the two of them. Spider-Man Infinity War suit applies to self, dodge rate up 25%. It activates at a 35% chance when attacking, so that's pretty good. And it applies to himself, all attack up, all speed up, and critical rate up. Now, Hobo Spider-Man is a tough one to overcome. You definitely have a uphill battle to overcome Hobo Spider-Man, especially in timeline battle, as if your cards are good enough and your SCD is good enough, you're basically locking people out of moving where maybe they can get one ability out every 30 seconds or so, and you gotta hope it's high enough damage or a stun move that breaks his routine, but we all know how bad Hobo Spider-Man is in Timeline Battle is kind of ridiculous. Black Widow, Infinity War costume, when she dodges, making a good case for her to have a dodge obelisk. Critical damage up, critical rate is up, and after the uniform, her physical attack damage goes equal, but her dodge rate will go up plus 10%. Can't really say that is a great uniform right now. It seems like Iron Man is generally winning the war over here, with Spider-Man maybe coming in second. Thor just gets a decrease in the damage he receives, which is pretty good for people who struggle on Universal days. Some people do go to Thor, especially Ragnarok Thor, for handling their Universal hero days. I prefer Quasar in the light of having a poor Odin. But this one might be decent if you use Thor, otherwise maybe not. Groot, he gets applying to self, dodge rate up, ignore defense up. Immaterial, Groot, if anything, is just simply a support for newer teams to get through tougher content because of his passive healing abilities. You never really actually use Groot as an active character, so this one's kind of neither there nor here on this one. Winter Soldier gets a super armor and all defense up plus 5%, and his hit points will stay plus 5%. Now we're going to get into the Black Order, and this is where things will get interesting. Thanos gets a decrease in damage received and a it looks like, let's see, apply at random. So it looks like he's getting more of a guarantee that a 25% chance when he's hit to become immune to all damage and hit point recovery, whereas the current outfits apply it more at random. I'm going to have a hard time selecting who I want for my tier 2 selector, because I believe most of my characters that I would want a tier 2 are at it already, but my list of ones that are really, really high on biometrics are huge. So, taking a break from the uniforms and the patch for just a second, let us actually talk about the event that's going on right now. It's a Captain America based event, and you have 6 days worth of 50 a pop, and there is no high limit over here. There's not that like 300 or 400 thing that you will miss if you drop a day. It's Captain America bios, rank 1 BAM, Nornstones, Dimension Debris, and 200,000 gold times 7. All of these are times 7. I would recommend, unless you're a newer player struggling to kill world bosses for BAM, because we do believe Captain America is going to be tier 3 first, you may want to jack up your Captain America bios as high as possible and ready to go to make him do whatever it is that's going to happen when that stuff releases. So I would honestly say, considering where you can get everything else for shorter amounts of farming, go Captain America. If you're a middle level player who still struggles with certain world bosses, like you're not killing Infinity Thanos, and you're not even killing regular Thanos, you struggle with him, maybe the BAM is the way to go. But I would recommend Captain America bios. So Midnight, for Proxima, she's getting some really cool stuff over here. I actually like what they're doing to Prox, because she becomes everybody's like first really go-to striker for team-ups. But then it's kind of hard to use Proxima for things. But this makes her, I think, a little bit more fun. 50% chance to penetrate shields, barriers, and immunities. 30% chance when attacking, applying to the enemy. Their speed goes down and it accumulates, and their defense goes down, accumulating all over 5 seconds. Corvus applies to self, physical attack up, and increased damage to superhero types. Now, Corvus is generally known as the Universal Villain Day one. Not so much Loki, because of that boss penetrating shields and everything, which is what makes Loki poor for it. When you're talking, the Black Order, any suit is automatically an upgrade because they don't have any. So anytime you go from vanilla to a suit, things are always good. Except, of course, Thanos had Hobo Thanos. And, Hobo Thanos is always a really solid way to go. I will say that a lot of my Black Order lack progression for me. I just recently topped Jean off. I need to decide who is next, and I've got a lot of choices out of Warlock, but not so much. He's kind of for timeline battle. Scarlet Witch, I don't really hear good things about her, as much as I would like to have a fun Scarlet Witch out there, but I think either APOC or Thanos needs to be next for me. Dormammu is, he's solid in timeline battle and stuff, and I know Odin is supposedly the ruler of Universal Hero Day, but maybe I'll go with Thanos because he's already some of the way there, and, APOC is square zero. So getting into the other content, increase in legendary battles. Well, actually, before we get into that, price of new uniforms differ from the originals. Although more materials are required for the new uniforms, stats are increased significantly. 10 new uniforms will be at a 40% discount during the sales period, so save up and get them while you can. And they're going to add Infinity War content legendary battles. Story of heroes who fight to prevent Thanos from invading Earth. There's extreme and normal. The bonus and criteria for various stages after purchasing an extreme package, which is going to be 2,500 crystals. You're getting 800,000 gold, 1,000,000 gold, 100 Norn Stones of Chaos, 100 crystals back, 6-star ISOs, and 250 BAM. And you can read it just over here. Some things to highlight are Legendary Uru, and a new Avengers 6-star card, which is cool. There's an Energy CTP over here, and these are always good. And you need a Mythical Winter Soldier uniform. So the moment that... So that puts... Let's see who gets value out of things over here. Mythical Captain America Infinity War, and Heroic Midnight Avengers Infinity War uniform. So... These two, not that strong on those two. Mythical Black Widow, Heroic Corvus, Infinity War, Mythical Winter Soldier. You're going to want to mythic your Winter Soldier Infinity War for an Energy CTP. Save up for that. This is big. Mythical Spider-Man Avengers for Legendary Uru. Sounds reasonable. A rare Infinity War Thanos, and a mythical Iron Man Avengers for... mythical Iron Man Infinity War for a new Avengers 6-star card. To me, the two biggest ones are going to be Spider-Man and Winter Soldier. Those are the ones I think you should really go for. World Boss and World Boss Ultimate are now combined and changed. World Boss... including World Boss Beginner and World Boss Ultimate mode, are now combined, and changes are made to the difficulty in choosing the entry. They're all on a single page, and this is very neat and tidy. I like this a lot. Thanos stages in the original World Boss mode are now combined as Thanos Infinity Stage. Beginner, Normal, and Ultimate modes are available. Shared entries among Beginner, Normal, and Ultimate. There is only Midnight Ultimate mode for now, so that'll be interesting. It's different from previous WBU modes. You can only challenge it after clearing certain difficulty levels. After update, the first clear reward for WBU will be cancelled. So if you have not beaten all your World Bosses Ultimate now, you should do that now. This way you get that reward. Otherwise, you will lose it when it gets cancelled. Added raid level and hero bonuses. Each extra bonus can be gained depending on the number of World Bosses cleared and T2 characters count. From the World Boss Challenge info page, you can view your raid level and hero bonus. Unfortunately, we can't zoom in on this. Added new items and potential T3 growth. You will be able to obtain 4 new materials for required T3, which is a potential after clearing World Boss Ultimate Mode. Added new elements. Characters who can realize their potential currently are Captain America, IM, Black Widow, Thor, Spider-Man, Groot, Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange, Midnight Corvus, and Thanos. Total of 11 characters. Realized potential. It's right there, and that looks like Blonde Black Widow. There's realized potential. You need to accumulate enough potential to realize potential. And it looks like to get the potential, Cosmic Cube Fragments, rank 1 BAM, and Norn Stones. Neat little UI over there. The success rate of enhancing potential varies among different materials at different potential levels. The success rate of adding one more material is different. We need to see how this plays out. Characters at level 60 can now increase their levels to a max of 70. Bios of characters will be required for leveling, similar to world bosses. After level 60, biometrics will be required to level up. Seems kind of redundant. Gear enhancement requires new materials, so I think they're saying that leveling is still the same, but leveling your gear is going to take different stuff. And I think you can only T3 them after you reach the top of the new stuff. Log in daily and collect Tony Stark's supply chest over the next 7 days. What is a Tony Stark supply chest? Random gold, clear ticket, energy, 5-star ruts, 6-star ruts. That's rank up tickets. 5-star mastery, 6-star mastery, 6-star mega ruts, 6-star mega mastery will be obtainable when you open the box. Don't know how that translates into amount of crystals or money there. Changes in the main UI interface. Things do look like they continue to get neater. Things are getting moved. Unlocking of Uru slots have been changed from dependent on shield level to be dependent upon the gear level. 3-year anniversary check-in. That one might yield some good stuff. And there we go. Of course, there's also a limited event going on of spending energy, which I like a lot better than spending crystals, to be frank. I would honestly say doing the Captain America ones every day is worth it. I mean, trivia is super easy. Story mission, put it on autoplay, go make some lunch or dinner. The only obnoxious ones are the 5 timeline battles. I kind of hate when event quests force me into 5 PvPs. But hey, it's a way of making sure I keep my rank or go up a rank when I have to do it every single day. And honestly, most of these are super easy. I mean, Dimension Rifts are good because they're throwing cards at you, which is good for updating your high cards by re-rolling. Daily mission is autoplay, stupid easy. Story missions times 10, stupid easy. I mean, you could do 1-1 and knock that out really quick. The only tough part is going to be the 5 timeline battles, but if you don't care about your rank, you set that to autoplay too. So this is not the worst event quest out there. And looking at the other translation that James Buchanan Barnes did, I believe it's pretty much going to be exactly the same of what we went through. But I'm just going to double check over here. Iron Man, Shield, Spider-Man, Thanos, Proxima, improved the T2 passive, 50% chance to penetrate shield barriers. Right, physical attack. So far, the other thing. Potential direct translate from Chinese. Potential. So potential is a translated word from Chinese. We don't know how it'll show up in English, but potential sounds like it'll be what's happening. The pack for extreme mode cinematic battles is going to be 2,500 crystals. We know that. Enhanced potential has 6 levels. Different mats have different success percentages. If your previous upgrade fails, half of the upgrade rate will be retained and brought forward to the next attempt. So it's like a pity timer. It seems like a pity timer is built into it. It's just, and here are the same screenshots. Here's a potential going on tier 3 cap with this thing called Heroic Charge. Looks like 2,500,000 gold is needed there. So that's some of the leaked info on the new update we might be facing. I can't make a judgment yet whether this one will hit us in the wallet, but at least seems like it'll be a lot of content. And I think it negates any rumors that maybe MFF is on the way out. I don't believe that when people say that Marvel Future Fight is potentially on the way out or on its last legs. Content like this makes me definitely think that is not true. So let me know what you guys think below. What are you excited about? What uniforms are you looking forward to? Do you think this is going to be an expensive update? Whatever you got on it, let me know. See you guys.